Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sandhya Gunness. I'm from the Center for Innovative and Lifelong Learning at the University of Mauritius. Chairs and everyone attending this session, thank you for your time and opportunity to present this work. It's work in progress and an attempt to optimizing decision-making through working with AI. This presentation explores how participatory digital tools, for example, Mentimeter in this case, can strengthen collaborative decision-making for sustainable development. We draw on stakeholder engagement activities conducted in Mauritius, and the study examines how real-time digital participation implemented through Mentimeter can support human-centered, data-informed optimization of the planning processes in small island development states. This presentation explores how participatory digital tools can strengthen collaborative decision-making for sustainable development. Thank you. Sustainable development challenges, particularly in climate-vulnerable contexts, require coordinated action across institutions and communities. However, participation is often limited to consultation rather than meaningful engagement. This fragmented institutional processes and low feedback integration reduce the impact of citizen input on planning and policy outcomes. In this study, we propose that AI can be integrated within participatory governance and adopts a human-centered AI perspective, where digital systems support, not replace, human judgment. Rather than focusing on predictive or autonomous AI, the emphasis is on enabling collective sense-making, amplifying stakeholder voices, and using participatory data to iteratively improve decision-making processes. This study aims to examine how participatory digital engagement can strengthen collaborative decision-making for sustainability. Mauritius provides a relevant context as a small island developing state, facing climate risk, urban pressures, and coordination challenges across governance levels. The research design was adopted, involving facilitated stakeholder sessions with representatives from government agencies, local authorities, the private sector, and academia. Mentimeter was used during these sessions to capture real-time feedback through polls, rankings, and open-ended responses, ensuring inclusive and low-barrier participation. Mentimeter enabled participants to contribute anonymously, encouraging more open and equitable participation. The responses were visualized instantly, allowing stakeholders to collectively reflect on shared priorities, tensions, and divergences during the session itself. This shifted participation from passive feedback to active sense-making. The key findings and the stakeholder priorities were that we needed more regulatory enforcement and coordination. We needed more community engagement via forums and platforms, and we needed a green innovation and technology-enabled planning. So as we could see, the participatory data revealed clear differences in how stakeholders prioritize sustainability actions. Some emphasized regulatory enforcement and interdepartmental coordination. The others focused on community engagement mechanisms, while additional groups highlighted green innovation and digital planning tools. These differences help explain coordination challenges in practice. So on the screen, we can see some of the responses that we got from Mentimeter. And despite active engagement, the data also revealed systemic gaps. The institutional silos limit how feedback is shared and acted upon. The participation data is often collected, but not integrated into decision-making processes, reducing its long-term impact. We can see from the Mentimeter AI analysis, from the results, we can see that the participants came from a diverse range of roles, including town planners, quantity surveyors, and government officials, primarily from public and private sectors linked to housing and land. They emphasize sustainable planning as inclusive, climate resilient, and balancing development with green spaces, while noting that the local smart cities initiatives often fall short of true sustainability. The recurring theme, as per Mentimeter AI, was the need for updated enforced policies with community participation and planner involvement at early project stages to ensure efficacy. The awareness campaigns remained limited, with calls for better public engagement using modern communication and active participation beyond mere awareness. Overall, the participants highlighted opportunities to improve planning practices by enhancing policy frameworks, community inclusion, and professional collaboration. So this sums up a bit of what the participants responded during the Mentimeter session. So as a general response, the study operationalized an AI-supported community outreach optimization model, or AI-COM as we call it. The Mentimeter functions as the participatory interface within this model, generating real-time data that is analyzed through human-in-the-loop approaches informed by natural language processing principles. The aim is not automation, but adaptive optimization of outreach and engagement strategies. By embedding real-time participation into decision-making processes, this model, the AI-COM, supports more inclusive, responsive, and collaborative sustainability planning. The approach is relatively relevant for small island development states, which are seeking scalable and context-sensitive engagement mechanisms. So if we can look at the diagram, we can see that the stakeholders link to, so all the stakeholders, the government, local authorities, private sector, academia, and citizens, they link through the Mentimeter activity anonymously through live polls, rankings, and open text, so everybody has a voice. And eventually, when looking at the results simultaneously and at the same time through the results which are available and visible, there's a collective sense making through the real-time visualization and discussions around the responses. The human-in-the-loop analysis is this thematic clustering that AI can generate within seconds and really helps to improve the decision-making and sense-making processes. The data-driven optimization is through this adaptive outreach and can help to plan future strategies with everybody having a participation or participating in the process. And this all results in collaborative decision making. So to conclude, meaningful participation is not only about collecting data, but about how that data is interpreted, shared, and used. Through these participatory approaches and human-centered AI approaches, Mentimeter can offer a practical pathway and strengthen collaborative decision making in different areas and sustainability governance areas. So thank you for your attention, and if there are any questions, we're glad to take them. Thank you.